Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, and I do just want to ask everybody's opinion out there. With CBDCs, is there any aspect around this major radical shift that you trust? Because as we do look at CBDCs, a lot of people have been, saying just resist, resist, resist. And even I see a lot of comments as well. Nick, why are you supporting CBDCs? I've said it time and time again that I do not support CBDCs. I do support a wholesale CBDC, but a retail CBDC just does not make any sense. We do not need them. We seriously do not need any CBDCs. I've also talked about stablecoins. I do think that stablecoins could be a great innovation. I think that central banks issuing out stablecoins to utilize as digital assets is great. Listen, pegging it to, fiat currency has worked so far. Of course, if that fiat currency is backed by some sort of intricate value. Problem right now is that we have fiat currencies that are backed by thin air. And in fact, this has caused a significant issue. We also see inflation being a big issue with fiat currencies. But CBDCs won't be any different if central banks can control them. The problem is with controlled fiat currencies and controlled currencies in general, they are at a risk of failure due to the person behind them, or I should say the entities behind them. So with CBDCs, I do have my concerns. The only issue is that with CBDCs, there is a difference of transparency. Central banks would be forced to be transparent, meaning we could avoid risk like what we are seeing right now and also even 2008. Let's dive in and let's listen here to CBDCs will play an important role in transforming global payments and improving financial access. Ripple's VP of Central Bank Engagements, James Wallace, discusses the many possibilities of the technology. Listen closely.
XRP Ledger is, world-leading public blockchain, which was built for payments and issuing currencies, so it's a natural fit for CBDCs. We've taken that and basically providing a private version of that for the central banks. Something that's going to be absolutely critical for the success of CBDCs and the adoption of them is the relationship between the public sector and the private sector. As I mentioned earlier, we view that the public sector, the central banks working with the government will be the designers, the rule setters in terms of policy, and the implementers of the platform for the core capabilities around wholesale and retail CBDC, but that the use cases will come from the private sector. The list just goes on and on and on. There's literally endless potential use cases.
Now, I will say, this response from XRP Crypto Wolf, where we do see CBDCs working with the XRP Ledger and Ripple, might be the only ones I'll actually trust. This is interesting. We'll get to that here in a second, but I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about the concerning aspects around this. So, James Melville has been posting a few things for some time over on Twitter. We do see this video here. It's the digital identification of everything: money, health, energy, and travel. It will be framed as for your safety and convenience, but in reality, it's for their control, surveillance, and also power and greed. Listen closely.
We are advocating to think about this world of digital money as a global public good. When protocols are agreed, this public platform can connect different CBDCs.
I mean, COVID makes it accelerates the process of digitalization and automatization, and it makes surveillance go under your skin. Just imagine the situation when everybody goes around all the time with some biometric bracelet.
It's going to be the fourth industrial revolution, an all-consuming industrial revolution right across the board, the speed of change 1,000 times faster than during the first industrial revolution, and affecting all services, all products, all countries, all industries, and all people. It's going to lead to job destruction, so we've got to think about the jobs of the future and how we create them. It's going to lead to massive technological change in the way we deliver services. It's going to force governments to change their minds about how they operate. And all this has been set out by Klaus Schwab in the speech he made in Abu Dhabi.
And you see, the difference of this fourth industrial revolution is it doesn't change what you are doing. It changes you if you take a genetic editing.
So this is my biggest problem with CBDCs. Digital IDs tied to them, control, loss of privacy, things like that. I've seen a lot of people posting memes and posting things that, you know, are sort of kind of giving off the idea of what the CBDCs will essentially morph into. A good quote to look at was, you know, it's for your safety, convenience, all this kind of stuff. Over here from the Digital Euro Association, we have something very similar to that. We do see the real challenge of CBDCs may be developing a clear sense of purpose. Central banks still need to find a clear value proposition that makes using CBDCs attractive. And yeah, we are starting to kind of see this idea of like, okay, well, why do we need central bank digital currencies? Why do we need CBDCs? Well, they're going to force us into this narrative that, you know, they're good. For example, this is that meme that I was talking about. Hey, cool, government is trying to make my life easier with a digital currency, yet you see all of the negativity surrounding it and what the problem behind these are. We do see central bank digital currencies are being quietly piloted in many countries around the world, and when they are fully rolled out, they will be sold to the public as for your convenience. Don't be fooled by the snake oil sales pitch. It's all about control. Now, with this, I go back to that video and this response where it's like, okay, well, if it's the XRP Ledger and Ripple, I'll actually trust it. Now, we've discussed this. In fact, the XRP Ledger might actually be the only way that I would personally trust a CBDC as well. And the reason why is because it is fully decentralized in its nature. But if they're utilizing a private XRP Ledger sort of aspect to issue out a CBDC, then guess what? It gives the central bank full control over that CBDC anyways, meaning they could change the way it is interacting with the general public. They could change privacy and things like that. Now, I have seen a lot of people saying, hey, XRP and Ripple are 100% being utilized within this new financial system. For an example, here's a video. Executive Wealth Manager reveals the new financial system is being built on Ripple and other blockchain technologies. To Blackstone capitalists for this. Well, listen closely to this video real quick.
The governments are anxious to try and keep control of their financial system, but they won't be able to stop these things existing. And I guess the aim of the government is to stop any competitor to the central bank digital currency occurring, but it doesn't mean to say that these things won't exist and that they won't have value. They will have value and they will exist. They probably just won't be used won't necessarily be used in the same way that the central bank digital currency is used on a day-to-day basis. But it's entirely possible that many of these new digital currencies around the world will run on the technologies produced by companies like Ripple and others.
So that last part there, right? These CBDCs, you know, as sad as it is, right? We could stand to fight against these central bank digital currencies, but when you look at it, I mean, listen, there's 90% of the world's central banks that are involved with CBDCs, as we do see here. The system is changing. We're seeing a lot of proposals around gold stablecoins and things like that, multinational currencies, all that kind of stuff. Things are changing. Rapid change. You see it everywhere. I mean, this is a radical evolution of our financial system. Every single nation moving very fast on CBDCs. I mean, this is from Sweden. CBDCs are an exciting area of development from many central banks across the world, particularly in the Nordics. Some have taken the lead on these developments, while others remain more skeptical over how the benefits outweigh the risk. And yes, I mean, I'm the same way. Like, I literally look at CBDCs as like, yeah, wholesale CBDC would be great. I welcome it. a wholesale CBDC where it's only for the central banks to have some sort of transparency in place. That way other central banks could see what's happening with other central banks. They could see the risk involved. They could avoid a 2008 like collapse. That's great. Retail CBDCs, I'm just not seeing the value proposition for us. I also think that, their initial thoughts are, all right, well, it won't replace fiat currency. It won't replace this. It won't replace that. But then over time, it will. The reason why it will is because they'll force it into reality. And again, this is happening everywhere around the world. You could see it, in the Ukraine, Nigeria, Russia. And if you want to look at the whole map, you guys are more than welcome to look at the whole map. You guys can go to cbdctracker.org and see this. Here's 2023. Look at 2023 already. We are starting to see a major shift in 2023 already. In fact, we already have a whole page of 2023 updates from the UK, Turkey, Saudi Arabia. There's so many large names here. So it's only a matter of time. And the map is filling out, and this is everywhere. So it's not the idea of like, okay, well, how do we stop these? Because there's no way that we are going to be able to stop these. A lot of people say resist, resist, resist. Hey, I'm going to resist as much as I possibly can. I do not want central bank digital currencies at all. But I do believe that this is the new system. And yes, I 100% believe that Ripple is behind this. I also believe that XRP will be utilized. Why do I believe this? Well, go over to Ripple's website. They've been talking very highly of blockchain technology within CBDCs. In fact, they also already mentioned utilizing the private XRP Ledger technology for this. And yes, XRP 100% will be utilized in this. I see a lot of these responses to even XRP Crypto Wolf over here where, people were saying he literally said nothing to do with XRP, nothing. No, it does. You just didn't look at the videos. You did not research enough. They want to utilize XRP between all central bank digital currencies on the blockchain. XRP will be the bridge currency, as you guys do see in this video. This is their overall solution. They want to utilize XRP as a bridge currency between all of these CBDCs. So I ask you all, what are you betting on with XRP? Are you betting on the idea of CBDCs, being launched? Or are you betting on XRP being utilized as just a bridge currency? Because it seems as though Ripple's main focus point right now is to have these CBDCs being built out on a private XRP ledger basis, having XRP positioned as the bridge currency. And if this is the case, are we supporting everything that we are fighting to resist? What is going on with this? Because I would love to hear your thoughts on this, because this is a big concerning factor. I do believe that a new system is radically changing the way that we are perceiving value. And it's starting to be built out now. And it's becoming a big, big focus point. I've focused on it for a while on this channel. We've talked about CBDCs for a while on this channel. A lot of people say resist, 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 like I've said. But the problem is that, are we too late? Will we be too late? And also, how will we fight back against it once it becomes too big to ignore? Because most of the general public right now is completely oblivious to what a central bank digital currency even means. Most of them don't even understand basic terminology around crypto. So how would you expect them to understand CBDCs? So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, because definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on it, because I'm more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join for Discord down in the description below. So it's up to you all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are on this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.